Greetings. First of all, I have to thank the organizers for giving me this chance to address this August crowd. The title given for this session is Agriculture Situation in India. I have to thank Mr. Nandagumar for paving the way for me to continue along this subject. And I have to thank Jody Cruz also for presenting the coastal ecosystem with a more political angle and a historical outlook. These two, Sukumar and Jody Cruz, have made my work very easy. Just I am going to construct my views over their talks. I am not going to contradict them. There is no necessity for it. Now the situation, agriculture situation in India is very bleak. As Nandakumar was telling, this is an agricultural country. Still, 70% of the people are living in India in the rural areas, and 60% of the rural people, Indian people, are directly involved with agriculture for the livelihood. But the government has taken a stand to convert India as America. In America, there is only 1.5% of the people are living in the rural areas. They are holding very large areas of farms. And actually, in the dictionary, in the American dictionary, for agriculture, they have given the meaning producing grain for the market. But our definition is different. It is our culture. It is our way of living. We have a democracy in this country. There is no meaning of democracy. There is no transparency. The government or people in power are not telling frankly what they want to be, what they want to do in agriculture. Informations are coming in only in piecemeals, and we have to paste them together and find out with our own effort what our state is going to do. You see, 4 days back, there was a news in the Indian Express. The Minister for Agriculture, one Thomas, came to Madras, Chennai, and he has told the seminar there is a deficit of 28% of rainfall this year, but we need not worry. Ministers need not worry. Worry is for the farmers. There is no monsoon, there is no water in the dam, water is not coming in the river, the lands are remaining fallow. The cost of rice is going on higher and higher. The cost of grains are going higher and higher when there is no grain in the farmer's hand. If water is not coming in Kaveri river, the negative impact will be seen only after 3 months. But now the cost of rice is going up because the government is not functioning. It is a welcoming trend nowadays. Here and there, people have started writing and speaking. In India, there is a market-centered agriculture. There is market-centered development. But there is no human-centered agriculture. There is no development with the human face. That is the problem. So, what has happened, according to the minister's statement in the parliament, during the last 15 years, 250,000 farmers have committed suicide. Head of the family is committing suicide means that the whole family is ruined. After 60 years of development, if farmers are committing suicide means they are forced to death because of government policies and programs. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Sharad Pawar, is from Maharashtra. From the Maharashtra state only, a large number of farmers are committing suicide. When the reporter from India Today asked Sharad Pawar, "Sir, what are you telling? Farmers are committing suicide." He simply says, "It is pity what the farmer will do with the 2 acres of land." He doesn't understand what is going on in his own state. Even farmers with the 10 acres are committing suicide. But he says it is pity what the farmer will do with the 2 acres. And there is one man, the Alwalia, he is the deputy chairman of the National Planning Commission, imported from America. When the reporter asked the Planning Commission, almost chairman, "Sir, what do you say about the farmer's suicide?" He says, "Corporate agriculture has come of age." Like that, they are revealing their policies and programs only in piecemeal. It is our duties and responsibility to paste all these piecemeal information together. Such a democratic country is India, and here we are living. So we have more responsibility. Why farmers are committing suicide? Farmers are playing a pivotal role in feeding the whole population, 120 crores. They are must for survival of this country. They need to be protected. Not only the government has not protected the farmers, but the government itself has become the root cause for the suicides of the farmers. In 1996, I was in Philippines. There was a seminar for 1 month on sustainable agriculture. Representatives from 12 countries were participating. At the end of the seminar, we wrote a report. The heart of the report, we wrote 4 lines. Before 1960, what was there was agriculture. After 1960, what was started was agribusiness. This agribusiness has a nature that is import dependent, export oriented. They never allow anything that is indigenous to develop. Maybe the cattle, or the crop, or the variety, or the farmer, or the traditional technology, they won't allow. For that, they imported American scientists to establish or reconstruct our universities, so that it is more convenient for Americans to sell all their techniques and chemicals and machines and they have flourished. Only farmers are doing it. Our farmers ask one simple question. Sir, 30 years back, in 1970s, we sold one coconut and we bought 1 liter diesel. Now, the cost of coconut remains the same, but the cost of diesel has gone 50 times higher. So the government is very conscious to suppress the agriculture, to drive away the farmers towards suicides and hand over all the lands and the food production system to the multinational companies. So always they are telling, even university vice chancellors are telling, if you cultivate this crop, this has export potentials. They don't think about feeding the populations of this country. This is the major crisis now India is facing. Instead, India is buying land in Africa where the nature is very prosperous to go and cultivate there. I think we cannot take that statement the face value. They want to drive away the population of India to Africa, as it was happened during the British period. So systematically, their programs are there. To see in Maharashtra, where the farmers are committing suicide. Prime Minister went there to see directly the farmers. During the same day, 11 farmers committed suicide. What they were thinking, if we commit suicide at the time of Prime Minister's visit, certainly they will give 1 lakh rupee to the family so that our kith and kin can survive. But he did not do that. He gave milk cows on loan. Milk cows were served as loan where there is no fodder to feed. There is no system to sell the milk. Where the farming community had not enough practice of breeding cattle. So all the cattle have died. Now the farmer's contribution of 25% of the money is also eroded away. This is after implementing the programs of State's Chief Minister and the National Prime Minister. So where is the root? What is the root cause for all these restrictions? I come from a farmer's family. Till I complete my school life, we were doing organic agriculture in my father's land. And we were going to the school. After finishing the school, I entered agriculture college and got graduated in BSc agriculture. Then I was appointed in a research station There I was in charge of 156 acres land farm. 11 scientists were working there. After working there for 3 years, I could easily understand, or I could foresee in the future the land will be spoiled, the farmers will be indebted, and the consumers will be suffering. So I came out of it. After that, throughout India, I was traveling as a representative of the network of organic farmers, and I could find out what is going on in Haryana or Rajasthan or Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, Andhra, everywhere. The same thing is happening. You see, now I have changed. The national development has changed my way of living. Instead of speaking to the farmers or instead of advising the farmers, I started listening to the farmers. One women farmer who had not have gone to the school, elementary school, told me this proverb: Adi kaatla, nadu maatla, nudi veetla. Bottom to the soil, middle to the cattle, top to the house. She put it as a puzzle. Finally, she could answer also. That's what I am telling everywhere, wherever I am going. Each plant is having 3 parts. One part is given to the soil, one part is given to the cow, and one part is taken to the house for a common consumption. Such a nice learning from the people, from the community. Throughout night I could not sleep. It was an awakening. I started asking why the stubble was left in the soil. We cannot consume. Why the middle part of the straw is given to the cow. We cannot consume it. We brought the grain to the house because we have to eat. When it is hulled, the bran is given to the cattle, we cannot consume. So the soil wants what we don't want. The cow wants what we don't want. So, as Nandakumar was telling, our traditional agriculture system was sustainable for thousands of years. Because we need not buy anything from outside the village. My father was buying something from the cities or towns. That is only the iron parts, iron share of the flow. Our iron for the crowbar or axe or for knife. Nothing else we bought from outside. So my father was able to send 4 boys to the colleges, married 2 girls with jewels and other things, and then he multiplied the land that was given to him by my grandfather. So it was not only a sustainable agriculture, it was a flourishing agriculture. This was spoiled by planned attempt of the United States, and as Jody Cruz was telling, by the agents of the looters. Nowadays, the agents of the looters can be easily located. They are in the universities, you are there in the agricultural office. They are in the assemblies and they are in the parliament. They will never listen to you what you are telling. Or they will pretend that they don't know like that. But often they are shedding a crocodile's tears. What they say, organic farming cannot feed the whole population of the country. As though they are worrying about feeding the population. They are always telling this things. That's why I am telling this here, crocodile's tears. You see, when I left the government service, there was a meeting in Tirunelveli district. Tirunelveli itself, that is southern part of Tamil Nadu. Agriculture scientists were there. One A. Venkatraman, then joined Director of Agriculture. Then he became Director of Agriculture. Also he went to America to work in the World Bank. And then he came back to work as a Planning Commission member. This is how it is going on. It is a vicious cycle. Very fluent speaker, talker. He told, A. Venkatraman told in 1969, he was holding a paddy seedling in his hand. The name of the seedling was IR8, International Rice Research Institute. That is abbreviated as IR. IR8. You see, the root was well grown. It was similar size of the vegetative part. He said, if the cow is eating more, it will be yielding more milk. So this plant will eat more chemicals, and it will produce it as grains. His imagination was very high. He told, if IR8 is cultivated throughout India, the jute that is cultivated in West Bengal will not be sufficient to back the grain. See, our traditional crop varieties don't tolerate chemical fertilizers. When you apply more chemical fertilizers, they will lodge. The whole crop will be damaged. So farmers were very cautious not to use chemical fertilizer on traditional crop varieties. It was a worry for the Americans. In 1952 itself, if you look into the history of agriculture development, scientists from Henry Ford and Rockefeller came to India. They invaded actually as friends, not as enemies. They told, we will develop your agriculture in India. But their intention was to sell more chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides, machines, diesel, petrol, everything. But with our traditional crop varieties, they are unable to sell their chemical fertilizers. So they tried for 10 years to find out dwarf varieties. So they brought one dwarf variety from Japan and they asked some of the farmers to cultivate. And they are resistant to these chemical fertilizers, they are not large. So they were very happy. So, but they were susceptible for disease and pests. So they started hybridizing. Indian varieties are hybridized with the Japan varieties. Then they found out one ADT27. It was a dwarf variety. You can apply any amount of chemical fertilizers, it will not lodge because it is bushy and produce more tillers. At that time, one man from Tamil Nadu, many of you know, because he was in the Ministry of India for a longer time during Nehru period, Indira period. You are correct, C. Subramaniam. C. Subramaniam, actually you have to know because Swadeshi people should know that Actually, when he was a youth, he wanted to go to Britain. He studied only in English. He doesn't know how to write in Tamil. But his uncle, father's brother, was in Vivekananda moment. Vivekananda moment. He told, you naughty boy, why are you going to London? Here you have more work to do in this country. That is why he was stopped. So, Bhavananda did not do good thing. Even though he is a very nice man, he has done a very wrong thing to our country. So, when Jawaharlal Nehru died, Lal Bahadur Shastri became the Prime Minister. Subramaniam thought we won't be included in the cabinet because he is a Kamaraj man. Lal Bahadur and Kamaraj are very close. Kamaraj is against the Subramaniam, so he won't be included in the cabinet. But Lal Bahadur Shastri, again, he too did the mistake. Personally met Subramaniam and asked to be minister in the cabinet. Now he is given the portfolio of agriculture. From birth he never saw a crop. He never met a farmer. He never spoke in Tamil. So he wanted to do great things in India. And this kind of people are often searched by these American looters. One Dr. Cummings was there. He was from the representative of Rockefeller Foundation. He told Subramaniam, this is a nice chance for you to do great things. So if you import seeds and chemicals from America, you can stop the starvation in India so that you can earn name. He told Lal Bahadur Shastri, sir, if we have to avoid a famine in India, we have to follow American way of cultivation. Lal Bahadur Shastri, he was a Swadeshi, and he told, no, Indian farmers doesn't need imported technology. We need to provide them enough land reforms and irrigation facilities. Government is to do that only. Again, it's our fate. Lal Bahadur Shastri died after a few years. Then Indira Gandhi came to the power. In 1967 election, her slogan was Haribi Kato. You see, in 1947, we got the independence. Even after 20 years, the government has not done anything to improve the situation. So in 1967 also, we had to listen to the slogan of Haribi Kato. Haribi Kato. Garibi Kato. We will eliminate poverty. C. Subramaniam made this as an opportunity for him to import the technology from America. Actually, he was defeated in the election. Even after that, he was given a minister portfolio. He need not discuss with the other cabinet members. And he was asked to import wheat grain from America under public law 480. Using this complicated situation, the Americans forced C. Subramaniam to sign a contract. This is called a 1965 Hope contract. That contract was signed by Subramaniam, but that was not revealed in the parliament or in the cabinet. I am not telling with my views or with the newspaper information. It is written by the Subramaniam itself in his autobiography. After 11 years, the American minister was talking about this contract, not Subramaniam. Because Subramaniam knows if we reveal this secret, in India, people will be telling, already India is pledged, actually pledged out of this in 1965 Rome contract, India was pledged. So Americans came to India, they reconstructed the university to suit their own views and plans. Money, loan was given from a World Bank, and people came here to teach us how to do agriculture. You see, for the last 15,000 years in India, agriculture is going on. America itself was found out only 300 years back. They came here to teach agriculture. You see, Jody Cruz was telling me, they didn't go, they are not a suitable person to teach us spirituality. Culture, they can't build culture here. They can't do agriculture also here. Their only intention is fertilizer. Now come to the IRA. What Venkatraman was telling, this is called high fertilizer responsive state. High fertilizer responsive state. That means that variety will consume more chemical fertilizers and it will convert the chemical fertilizers into grain, food grain. I stood up because now I was not in the government service. Sir, here you are telling among the scientists, this is high fertilizer responsive state. But outside, we are making propaganda as high yielding varieties. Why this difference is there? Then he told, we tell the farmers as high yielding varieties, otherwise they can't understand. This is where the root is there. Root cause of that recent dangerous situation is there. You see, our farmers are following a policy, bottom to the soil, middle to the cattle, top to the house. But they say you apply nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, use pesticide, buy a sprayer. So they introduced a program that was external dependence. As Nammalvar was telling, in India agriculture is not an industry, it is a way of living. But throughout India, this green revolution is called industrialized agriculture. All industrial commodities are put on the shoulders of the farmers so that the industries can flourish, but not the farmers. As he was telling, they were also insisting only on producing rice and wheat. India has a diversified climatic situation and a diversified cultural livelihood. When you narrow down the focus on only 2 grains, others are ignored. Now, throughout India, not only farmers are committing suicides, all the consumers are facing very serious diseases like cancer, jaundice, kidney problem, and so on so. They are, the Americans are giving new names like pig disease, pig fever or poultry fever, and they will sell all the chemicals to India. Diabetes. They say India has become capital of diabetes. So that they can sell all the insulin they are manufacturing. So there are the agents not only in the agriculture universities but also in the medical field also. Agents of looters. They go to the villages and check the citizens and tell you have diabetes, you have to take insulin. So hypnotism, the whole people is hypnotized. The vicious cycle is going on there. Why? Because of the chemicals we are applying in the field. You see, recently, 4 years back, this Japanese microbiologist died, Masanobu Fukuoka. Masanobu Fukuoka told, after consuming non-ecological food, people are speaking anti-ecological way. Let me repeat it again for your memory. After consuming non-ecological food, people are speaking anti-ecological way. They don't bother about ecology. Ecology is the very rare word or commodity. Everyone should understand. Previous speaker was talking about coastal ecosystem. Now we depend on agri ecosystem. Everything has close relationship. He was also talking about tsunami. During tsunami, the sea water brought all sea mud into the field of the coastal ecosystem. Then the father of green revolution, many of you may be knowing, M.S. Samnar and others. He was a Padmasri or Bharat? Oh, Padma Vibhushan, highest award. He told, for 500 meters from sea, people should not live there. Then only they will be safe. So our fishermen are very angry with the M.S. Samnar. Where will we go there? We have to live there. We are depending on for our livelihood in the sea itself. And he told the sea mud has come into the field. So for the coming 50 years, no agriculture is possible. So the lands can be given to industries. And the farmers will become industrial workers. Very nice suggestion from father of green revolution. And this father of green revolution himself has written. The term green revolution itself was not Indian, it was told by an American. Everywhere they are talking about a green revolution. The terminology itself was given by an American. After seeing a dwarf wheat in North India, that American told, it is really beautiful, great revolution. From that offering, everybody is talking about this green revolution. Actually, as a result of green revolution, we see only brown revolution. Wherever you see only the lands remain fallow. What happened, you see? Everybody is lying. He was talking to a Swedish person. She is a language teacher, Ruth. She told actually, everybody in this world is lying. I encourage her to continue. For example, she told, take for example the pesticide. I told her the pesticide is almost right in my understanding. Our Indian scientists are telling it as medicine. In North also they are telling it as aushad. Aushad means it should cure your disease. You know? But they are naming poison as aushad. In Tamil also it is like that. Puchu mandu. She told her, I can't understand your language. please tell in what way pesticide is right. Then I recollected what my professor told in the college. He told, any bird that ends inside CIDE will kill. If it kills a pest, it is pesticide. If it kills an insect, it is insecticide. If it kills a fungus, it is a fungicide. If it kills a bacteria, it is a bactericide. If it kills a rat, it is a rodenticide. If it kills a spider, it is acaricide. If one man kills the other man, it is genocide. And if you commit yourself suicide, I thought I was right and I was clever to recollect what my professor was telling. But that lady did not remain. I thought what our professors have told, it is a shame to be a fool in front of a foreigner. She told, is there any granular pesticide in your country? Yes, they are using Furodon, Timid, like that, carbon. You take a handful of it and consume it, she told. In rural India, most of the suicides are committed by consuming this granular pesticide only. So it was a shame for me. I could not talk, I could not express. I kept mum. Then she again asked, what will happen? I told her, I will die. Then she asked, your professor told, if it kills a pest, it is a pesticide. But it kills yourself. How can you call it as a pesticide? Then I asked her, how should it be called? Then she told, it should be called biocide. It kills any life. Why it is named as pesticide? They are investing crores of money on the manufacture of these chemicals, so they will tell any bird so that they can get more profit. So this agriculture was planned to make the manufacturers and traders profit out of it. You see, recently Supreme Court banned this endosulfan. But before banning, 40 years it has been in our usage. That's why many of us are sick, diseased. We are plundered by these medical practitioners and medical shops. You see, from Punjab to Rajasthan, cancer pain is going on. Those people who were using all these chemicals without any sense of common sense, they are suffering due to cancer. Now, M.S. Swaminathan, the father of Green Revolution, himself tells that you cannot expect more yield from the area which contributed more grain production during the Green Revolution period, because half of the Indian soil has become saline soil. Every year 1 foot of water is, the groundwater is depleting. The consumers are suffering due to serious diseases and other things. Farmers are committing suicide. Nobody else is telling. The father of Green Revolution is telling us. Even after that, he is given Padma Vibhushan to recognize his findings and other things. What happens, every year 1 lakh tons of pesticides, so-called pesticides, are grown in our area, in our land, in our environment. So, environmentally it is damaging, economically it is not sustainable. Still we are importing pulses, oilseeds, cooking oil, and then and there beat. So, during the beginning of the Green Revolution, they told, we are going to achieve self-reliance. Now we have become external dependent. These things will happen, and it was told in 1990 itself by Dr. Vandana Shiva. After making a clear study, she wrote that book, Violence of Green Revolution. In the book itself it is there. I think I have lengthened my speaker because it was not pre-planned. But anyhow, two things I will tell and finish my talk. These two things are to say that everybody is lying. My previous speaker was quoting from our national poet Bharati. I too has to quote. He told, Vaiyagam kappavarenum, siru vaalappazhakadai vaipavarenum, poi agala thoyil seide pirar pothida vaazhuvavar melo. They may be the rulers and the petty shop owners. They should not lie. Then only they will be placed in a higher status. Everything is lying. You see, last year the government, central government, has given a fertilizer subsidy of 1,40,000 crores. Major amount is going for buying nitrogenous fertilizers. What is this nitrogen? When we are respiring, the air is going inside and coming outside. There 78% of nitrogen is there. Everywhere in the atmosphere, 78% of the air is nitrogen. This is made into urea and it is imported from Germany, America, Russia, Australia, Japan, from everywhere. Why? If you are so foolish, any multinational company will make you fool again. Nitrogen is everywhere. One Russian scientist told, actually this planet Earth is floating on nitrogen ocean. So they wanted to sell the chemical fertilizers, but that they told we want to improve Indian agriculture. So by buying the chemical fertilizers, farmers of India are dying, but not necessarily. On Shoemaker, a British economist, he told, small is beautiful. You see, in many of our plants' root system, when bacteria is living, it is living in a symbiotic relationship. Without that plant, that fungus will not be there. Without that bacteria, that plant will not be there. They are living in symbiotic relationship. That bacteria is not visible. It is visible only through a microscope. It is able to absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and supply to the plant. You see, this has been written 40 years back. Even after that, the scientists and the universities are telling you have to buy urea and apply to the crops. Actually, in another way, it is there. The lands are becoming saline or uncultivable because of chemical fertilizers. Actually, fertilizer means it should improve the productivity of the land. Actually, it is spoiling the productivity of land. It is called a fertilizer. Again, line. Our Prime Minister and Sharad Pawar, the Food Minister, are again and again they are telling in the Parliament, we have received recorded higher yield in this country. If we receive recorded higher yield in this country, why we are importing pulses and oilseeds? So the lands that were used cultivation of millets, pulses and oilseeds are converted into fields of wheat and rice, and dry lands are converted into irrigated lands. Single crop land are converted into double crop land. Besides that, there is one factor. This was also told by father of Indian Revolution, the present father. The earlier father is Subramaniam. There are 4 or 5 fathers